What's good, anime enthusiasts? Happy holidays and Merry Christmas if I actually get this video on Christmas Day. If not, happy holidays. But because it's the holidays, I got plenty of time to watch anime and actually finally catch up on things, because I've been helping my folks help cook for other people, and it just cut into the workflow, and now I have the actual time. So I'm about to knock out these last few episodes of the anime that I have for this week so I can chill. The next week we can finish up not only the Banished Court Magician, but also Plus Size Misadventures. But when you said this episode, let's go. We get to see Alec do Limit Break fully, and we actually get to learn a little bit more about how the mana system works in this setting. Well, that's just pretty much it, really. It's just, Alec and Melia going toe to toe, and then everybody coming together in the end to really defeat Melia, and then whatever comes next happens. And so this is going to be like another short review, because not a whole lot in the action happens, so to speak. It's just mostly full on, let's just throw hands and swords and magic and call it a day. Let's get into it. Don't want to take too much time. So it begins with a explanation from Yorha on how the mana works in the universe, and how the whole mana system actually works. Is that mana is like blood. Everybody has the ability to do magic or use this mana. And if you were to absorb somebody else's mana through some other means, it's like poison. You like have a certain blood type, like blood A, B, O, AB, all that good stuff. If you would ingest another blood or have another blood, your body goes, ugh. It's like, no, I don't want that. But unlike blood, there's tens upon thousands of different types of mana. So I'm thinking everybody has their own unique type of mana. And because of that, there's no real way to externally get mana. Like, you can't take mana in from somebody else. You can't take mana from out in the world. In theory, we get a little flashback to the academy days, to where lasting periods doing research on how to defeat Floor 68, the floor that they're famous for defeating the five-headed Hydra, whose each of its heads are of a different element, and you have to use the imposing element on each head at the same time in order to actually defeat it. They're going through, they're trying to figure out like who has what element. Like Alec has fire and lightning, Krasha can learn wind, Yorha has earth and water, and then Ornis is just behead. And Alec, he's thinking, he's deep in thought, and he's like, ooh, I got an idea. And he goes and start practicing. And this is like the origins of Alec learning or developing Limit Break, the ability for him to expunge all mana from his body, to then internally and then to externally take mana from everywhere. It's a heavy toll on his body, and he's only got a limited amount of time to use it. But hey, he's gonna start flinging spells of every elements, and he's doing so. And he's giving Melia a run for his money. As Alec is casting spells, Melia is cutting through them, and Alec actually lands a really good hit. And Melia's like, ho, 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 ho. Little magician, you are really good. And he's feeling alive. He's excited. And then in the middle of it all, Melia is saying, yo, I know Eldest, and I know you're his apprentice. And I was like, huh? And it's like, yeah, I knew your mother too, and I know how she died. And it's kind of strange that Eldest or nobody else ever told you about her and what happened to her. And I was like, are you gonna tell me? And Mel was like, no. but hey, it's something you look forward to in the future. And then Melia just pulls up the dungeon core, he smashes it, and then he gets like this big boost of mana and energy as he envelops his sword in like this demonic aura. Cut back to Ornis and the others that finally they call up to Ornis, and Ornis is telling all the others about Alec's Limit Break. And the guild master, this is like clean up on after Ornis's fight. The guild master gets somebody else to come out with a coffin and put the Shadow Guild master into the coffin. That looks creepy, but it looks cool at the same time. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then they get Guildmaster talks about dungeon cores, how they massively increase your mana. Case in point, Melia's got a big boost in mana. He can now cast only one spell that he knows. It's called Mana Blast, which is Getsuga Tensho, which is Sword Wave, which is Big Sword Beam. But he casts it really well and is giving Alec a rough time. And while Olivia's been telling the other two girls on how it works, he's like, I have a plan. And the fight goes on a little bit more. And then Crashia tells Alec, yo, it's time to pull a monster nest. And it's a code word for where Crashia sets up a magic eater circle. So now Alec and Melia are stopped from using magic. So Melia can't like attack from range anymore. He has to go full on offense. That's also the same for Alec. While Alec still has limit break going on, Alec pulls out his sword and they start going toe to toe in sword fighting. While Alec is put on the back foot a little bit, he remembers Olivia's advice. Then he really starts putting on the pressure and gets one good clean hit across Melia's face. And Melia's like, oh, nah, you the one, Alec, you the one. And then Olivia tags in, starts swinging her sword at Melia, and she's just getting bodied and blocked and parried. And she's like, Melia, why did you train me up in order to cut me down? You're better than that. You're even stronger than you were. You were stronger in the past than you are now. And Melia's like, you know what? I'll tell you the answer. If you could beat me first. And just starts whooping her. But then it turns into a 2v1. Alec and Olivia are going at it until the trap finally springs to where all four of them get to jump Melia. Plan is, wait for the limit break timer to end on Alec because he was 10 seconds out. Once it's done, Crashia shuts off the magic eater circle so magic can be used again. That does mean Melia can use his Mana Blast again, but this is that split second moment to where they all go at it at once. Yorha puts up a shield which stops Melia from a downward swing, which allows Olivia and Alec to attack Melia in a good moment. And while Melia is on recovering, he comes up with an upward swing for Mana Blast, but Olivia stops that short with a sword swiper on to block the momentum. Alec attacks again, and then it finally ends with an arrow shot from Crashia. And Amelia's like, dang, I should have known. Crashia, you were the one that was most threatening. And then the episode ends. It was really good. It was almost non-stop action throughout, and I was thoroughly entertained. There were a couple of times at points to where I stopped taking notes because I was like, ooh, okay, go Alec, go Alec. I'm cheering him on. I kind of wanted Melia to like beat them up even further, but you know, heroes gotta win in the end. But that's really it for this episode. There were a few lore drops as well. You know, Alec now knows that there are people out there that know of him and Eldest and his mother, and there's a truth about her, and there's some things that are still going on, so he needs to look into that. But now that Melia is somewhat defeated, maybe we'll see if he gets back up again for round 2 next episode. But until then, I'm excited to finish out the Banished Court Magician and be ready to watch something else in the next season. Until then, let me know what y'all guys think in the comments below. If not, I hope you guys have fun, you know, listening to a review and watching it along if you ever watched it yourself. If nothing else, I hope y'all have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're having a good, happy holidays today or the weekend or whenever you're watching this video. Just have a good time and be safe. With that, we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.